Hey guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Blaine Teague and I'm a senior. On today's virtual Camino, I just want to talk to you guys a little bit about um, compassion and what compassion might look like in the time of a global crisis. So first, we have to look at compassion towards other people. Compassion in this time might look something like patience. Having patience that someone may not be able to do something because the circumstances around them have changed. It might be, keeping in mind that each person has a different life situation that could have been significantly impacted. For example, single mothers who can't work right now are under a tremendous burden. The essential workers who are having to go into work every day and expose themselves to thousands of people. Maybe it's a family who has 5 or 6 kids and those kids just don't quite understand why they can't leave the house and their parents are trying to cope with that. This time is unpredictable and that can harm a lot of people's headspace because they just don't know what to expect next. People already had day-to-day stress, but now it's being magnified simply because they don't know what's coming next. Not to mention the fact that or the economic ramifications of this pandemic are huge, and lots of people are trying to find ways to deal with that. So it's important for us to remember in our interactions with other people that we have to remain patient. We have to remain compassionate for each person's circumstance and factor in these things in our dealings with them. Maybe we shouldn't hold them to as high of a standard as we normally would, simply because they've got circumstances around them that they might not be able to change. We should also remember that we should have compassion towards ourselves. That same logic applies to us. We're caught up in a situation that we have very little control over. A lot of us, quite frankly, are tired of being stuck in our homes, but there's not much we can do about it. For those of us who have trouble at home, perhaps this magnified the issues. For those of us who coped with our stress with activities outside of our homes, all of a sudden you're not able to access that anymore. So it's important for us to, you know, knock out each and every one of our daily responsibilities, but also not hold ourselves accountable to the same standard that we normally would have outside of this pandemic. A lot of us pride ourselves on things like sports or other activities or physical health, but a lot of us are finding that we have to make do in the midst of a crisis. So it's very important that we cut ourselves some slack and give ourselves a pat on the back for what we can achieve. So just to kind of wrap this up, um, it's important to remember to have compassion for other people, to have compassion and have patience for other people, to keep in mind that each person's circumstances and headspace are different. We should also remember that we shouldn't hold ourselves to as high of a standard because we have a massive situation going on that we can't control. And a lot of us, are routine oriented, and not having that routine has been tough. But we should also keep in mind that for some of us who may have reached out to our friends, perhaps they're going through something themselves or they're not able to. So we should turn to other methods of coping. For example, Miss Dameron's Daily Intentions provide great advice. She also has been open to receiving emails and stuff from students. Miss Allen still is available to listen to anything going on. So just keep that in mind and do your best to try to alleviate some of the stress and tension in your daily life. And so, to wrap it up finally, please remember just to have compassion for others, have compassion for yourselves, and please, everybody, do your best to stay safe amongst the coronavirus pandemic. Thank you, guys.